Howdy, all you delicious people! I'm here today to review WrestleMania 41, Nights 1, Nights 2. Let's talk about this. So, I feel that every time I'm ever to talk about wrestling, I need to go on and drop a wrestling resume. I've gone on and watched a plethora of wrestling movies and shows. I have wrestling t-shirts, a CM Punk one, because I'm a CM Punk fan. Hopefully, no one is to go on and be upset that I am a CM Punk fan and call me fat again, because I don't think I have it in me to lose another 90 pounds to prove them otherwise, because I've gone on and done that. Because at some point in pattern of time, there are people that called me fat. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to have people stop calling me that. So losing 90 pounds happened. So that is a great accomplishment. But otherwise, yeah, I have wrestling bobbleheads, wrestling action figures, wrestling berets and DVDs, and a number of just other clothing assortment replicas of wrestling belts and decals of things and so on and so forth. So, now let me go on and let me talk about these two nights. So, there obviously is to be, in my mind, two standout matches within all of these, but there were other matches that I feel like the end goal achievement thing was like, okay, I didn't like how they got there, but at least the end goal was I could be happy with that. I could be fine with that. And really, I guess I can go on and like that match, even though all I liked was probably the way it ended, with victory and loss. But yeah, there were also some matches that I felt very disappointed about. There obviously were to go on and have some matches that probably to a lot of people just felt like the normal Raw or SmackDown with just a new coat of paint on the wrestlers as far as attire is to go, or goofy, weird entrances that have these excessive facial things upon them. But anyways, when going into this two-night event, really, I like the fact that it seemed that this two-night event actually was focusing more on the wrestling. Because, good God, when I'm watching Raw, or I'm watching SmackDown, or I'm watching Elimination Chambers, or Royal Rumbles, I'm like, man, they smother, commercials, and they smother sponsorship, and there's nothing else going on but that. Where I felt WrestleMania, it felt like there was care in the matches, where I actually was to be more happy about taking the time to watch this stuff. Uh, Whereas, where I'm watching Raw, or I'm watching some other PLE, I'm just like, God dang, man, get to the actual wrestling part, or even give me some kind of interesting promo that I can just latch on to for probably way too effing long, because it's probably gonna be 30 minutes, and half the time the people are gonna cheer or boo or something, or hullabaloo, some kind of stuff that they chant or whatever. But that's hey, they pay their tickets, so might as well say something. So let's go on and let's say the thing that I did not like. And here's the oxymoron. I'm gonna say I really liked the Ripley, Io, and Bianca match. I thought that was a standout match of night 2. The problem is the thing that I hated about that match is I thought it should have been moved way further up the card instead of it being the first match. Because in all honesty, do these three girls have less value than Randy Orton versus mystery opponent? Do they really have not as much value compared to a women's tag match that also again has a mystery opponent like that? Like, all of this stuff has no build. There's no build to any of this stuff. It's just fling it out there and hope for the best. And you would think that like the card would have shifted because of that. And no, like the card was like, oh no no no, like we'll just still have the girls just still like starting us off, and they're probably going to be like the best thing about the whole entire night in a nutshell, with the exclusion of certain things of how they went about themselves. There was some outstanding matches in night two, for either result or either just because they were really entertaining. But so in night one, the obvious standout match I feel is to go on and have everybody buzzing about the triple threat Seth, Roman, and Punk match. Everybody was talking about that, and logically I was like, heck yeah, like I love this story of how that twist and turned within that whole match, and like that's effing storytelling in a goddamn match, and I appreciated that. Whereas, like, most of the other matches really on that card, like, most of them just kind of felt like they were just going through the moves, going through the motions. And, like, with the exclusion of maybe, like, the LA Knight Jacob Fatu match, where, like, they were building up about how intimidating Fatu was. And, and that was to go on and be rather interesting. It is kind of sad, though, how Chad Gable has to go on and have all these goofy, wacky characters like Shorty G and whatever the heck else he's gone on and had throughout his career. And he has to go on and be in a WrestleMania match and he's wearing a mask. And like he has to get this goofy grande American freaking thing over. And it's like, okay, all right. Like bizarrely. So but I can also go on and say that it kind of sucks that like the traditional thing is to go on and have like the Royal Rumble winner, like he main events night two every single time. Whereas like all of a sudden like Gunther and Jey Uso are like opening night one. Why? Uh like that really just tears it like man, like I guess these guys don't really have as much value as they think that they do. Uh but also, yeah, it's just like, man, I feel that like, why did they have to be at the card that they had to be? Because just looking at all the other matches, it's like that could have probably been bumped up somewhere. That could have been adjusted. That could have been this. This could have been that. Um, but maybe I can also go on and understand that it's like, well, like some of these other people, like they didn't go on and they didn't get as many matches this year as like say a CM Punk or Seth Rollins or a uh, so and so whatever other wrestler. But anyways, so let's go on and let's talk about these nights. Let's start to break them down, and then let's go on and say who won the matches and just kind of break them all out. So, uh, so first, I think I'll go on within night one and like just tell you how I just kind of felt about the matches, and then after every one of them I've talked about in night one, after I've set, then we'll talk about all the winners, and then we'll talk about that. So we of course go on, and the very first match of night one is Jey Uso versus Gunther, and I really do love a Gunther match. Really, really do love Gunther. Just his aggressive style and how he goes on to uh, just really put the boots to his opponent, literally or figuratively. Like, it's really enjoyable to watch. But also, you can look at just Gunther's face while he's making it to the ring, and you could just tell, like, you can just tell right away, like, with his face, like, how the match was going to turn out. And so, reasonably, yeah, like, I was entertained by this matchup. Yeah, like, we really have to realize that this match setups for every other match that everybody has to go on and steal everyone's finishers or everyone's move set and copy and paste. There's a lot of that going on throughout this 2 night span of things. Um, but then also, like, not every single match was identical to that. Like the John Cena Cody match, like there was something wacky and different um, kind of going on there, which kind of made it unique. But then again, like I'll talk about that when I talk about it. So the Gunther and Jey Uso match, we build on these sleeper holds and going on and having uh like Jay and Gunther, like they're like Jay is kind of doing these kind of power bombs and just kind of very like aggressive attacks. And it was kind of weird because to me, like throughout the whole entire match, it seemed that Jay was like holding his arm as if his arm was injured. I'm like, what the heck is going on with Jay's arm? Like, is he gonna go on and like, does he need surgery or like, what's like that? Like, did he just like, what's going on with that arm? Because he kept touching it throughout the whole match. I was like, what is going on with that? And so that I was kind of a bit concerned about, but really, I don't think it like they worked on that in the match. Like they went for that arm or anything. So it's like, okay, so like it just seems like it's a thing that they are trying to hide. Uh, but that match, entertaining, good, liked how it played out. Uh, the New Day goes on to face off against the War Raiders. I love it. I love a tag team match. Don't get me wrong, um, but really, I could say that New Day and War Raiders they're entertaining, but not entertaining enough for WrestleMania. Like this was just feeling like a Raw or a SmackDown match. Like even regardless of it being for the World Tag Team Championships. Like to me, I was just like, you know what? Like they could have gone on and had this main event on Raw or SmackDown, but like we've really put a lot of time in these two tag team teams. So we have to go on and like resolve this. I also really digged the gear that they were wearing because at least it was different than like the normal day-to-day stuff that people just walked in on, or you would go on to just have a lot of people that it's like, okay, this is the same old stuff they like they've always kind of wear. There's nothing flashy or different about it. Um and so the New Day, they like came in and like Wade Barrett, I think, or somebody makes a joke about how like these guys looked um like Gonzalez with their kind of weird gear, and I was like, you know what, that gear looks freaking awesome. Like every once in a while, like for the New Day, you'll get like this really weird gear, um, that like really is to just be kind of like just stupid looking, but there is also to be like the gear that they're wearing like with all the colors and just like really fascinating, and also just it's working for their heel personas. So yeah. Also, we had the War Raiders that were going on, and they were wearing weird, goofy Clash of Clan outfits because they had to tie into Clash of Clans. Because man, they were going on and having seemingly every wrestler at some point or another needing to wear some kind of goofy outfit that connected to some video game or some mobile game or some stupid goofy thing that really didn't make sense. I think it was just like, hey man, you'll get X number of dollars on your check if you throw this on. So it's like, okay, well, like I guess I've picked out my trunks for this week or whatever. Uh, but really, it's just like seriously, I have to wear this garbage. Like I don't want to wear this. Like it looks like garbage. But so, uh, we have the Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight match. In all honesty, uh, I would want to go on and like I would want to call this a bathroom break match. It felt like a bathroom break match to me. Like, really, I already knew where this match was heading. Like, it wasn't a shocker to think where this match was going to head up. And also at that same simultaneous time, I decided to just cut my hair. Yeah, I have a ton of hair just up there. No. I cut my sides and I mohawked my head. So really that's what I did while I was watching the Jacob Fatu and LA Knight match. But yeah, like the whole time, like LA Knight would go on and do some move to Jacob Fatu, and Fatu would look at him like, "Ah, yeah, like like that did nothing to me." And so I kept building up to that, where it's just kind of showcasing that it's like, okay, well, Fatu is gonna be like really really strong, and and so on and so forth. So next up, we then have the El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix, and I have gone on and watched some Ray Phoenix matches with Penta in AEW, and I had also gone on and seen stuff like Fight Forever, and so yeah, so I knew about Ray Phoenix before he came to WWE, and also I knew that Chad Gable was El Grande Americano, Shorty G, whatever goofy name that they have to call him this week. And really, I like the fact that Americano, he had to go on and like he had to put this goofy metal thing in his forehead to have that be like the goofy trick thing that he's going on and using for for this match, but probably although also other things. Because heaven forbid, I really have to tune in to El Grande Americano to week to find out what's going on with him. I really don't care. That is a commercial break for me. But I watched this match and it was actually really entertaining. Uh, Americano goes on to the top rope and he does this backwards like flipping thing and he falls on the opponent. And they're like, wow, okay, that's surprising. And then like they go on and like because it was quite obvious that like Chad Gable was doing Chad Gable moves and he had to go on and do something miraculously different than what he was doing. So like Americano had gone on and done some moves that was to go on and seemingly make it out to be that Americano is different from Chad Gable. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So, like that really was to go on and be like something spectacular to watch, even though reasonably like there was no build for this match. It was supposed to be Ray versus Americano, and then that ended up getting nexted, just because Ray ended up getting Rey Mysterio ended up getting hurt, but Ray Phoenix stepped in, and that match happened. So let's go on and let's talk about Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, yeah, very fair. Uh, you know what? I get it. We can probably go on and say like, well, like Charlotte just came back from an injury and like she's getting used to all these matches and she was in the Royal Rumble. Come on, like, come on. Um, there was a lot of goofy like botch like things going on in that match, obviously. Um, but also you have two people that haven't worked 30 matches together with one another, so there's going to be uh like some miscues or some um things that are probably going way too fast because really that is to rationally be what is just kind of like, well, hey, we got to speed this up to make it look cool. But yeah, I thought it was fun that Tiffany Stratton actually got her Barbie doll entrance thing. That was actually rather cool. And then Charlotte just goes on and has her normal entrance that she always has forever, that she's ever done in her life. It's nothing new, just the same bugaboo. Just same old, same old. Um, I was like, wow, that is just so exciting. So, uh, so yeah, let's get on to that triple threat. That main event. CM Punk had finally gotten his WrestleMania main event. Yeah, it was on night one, but who freaking cares? Like, logically, it's still a main event. It still freaking counts. And then also, like, CM Punk's not going anywhere. It's not like he's going to get kicked out of the company tomorrow. I say that and I might jinx him, but who knows? Um, but yeah, so regardless, so what? Like, CM Punk is to have finally gotten a main event in just night one, but eventually he will go on to more than likely maybe be a champion or maybe go on and uh main event WrestleMania night 2. That could possibly be a possibility in Punk's future. But so we have this triple threat and the favor of course from CM Punk from Paul Heyman is like, well, I want him in my corner. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, like, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything at all. And then come to find out in the match, like, it means everything. And, like, they really, like, twist and weave this story through, like, the days leading even up to it. Like, how, like, this all culminated into this one thing. And honestly made Roman look weak. Even though Roman is damn was he in shape. God dang man, did he just have like a 20-pack ab and so on and so forth. He probably had abs I didn't even know he had. That's how many abs he had. And also he wore like head to toe, like I'm sure like Jordan's like whole fall line or something all over his body because he has that goofy, weird Jordan sponsorship thing going on. Um, but so this triple threat was freaking awesome. It ends up being, of course, the standout thing that everybody from night one was talking about, and then everything else just kind of existed. So really, that was to go on and be uh, uh, the talk of the town. Also, the thing that I completely forgot about between the New Day and War Raiders and Jacob Fatu and LA Knight was to also go on and be the Jade Cargill and Naomi match. That really the whole entire match was them adjusting their wardrobes consistently, and that's what distracted me throughout the whole entire match. The wardrobes were great, don't get me wrong. Cargill had the Storm outfit, which was awesome because a lot of people were weirdly connecting her with Storm, so she just wore that lightning costume. And so Naomi is rolling with that proceed with caution gimmick. Everyone is saying that it's stolen from Owen Hart, but who cares? Like, she can just take it and run with it. And like, she's doing really good with it, but like, her move set hasn't really changed. She's going with the same old song and dance stuff that she's been doing for I don't know how long. Like, let's incorporate something new. Let's get some real fresh in there for Naomi. Like, let's give her some heel tactics, something. Um, but like, I guess like the match between the two of them was supposed to be this kind of weird, goofy blood feud, but really it seemed throughout the whole match it was just them adjusting their clothes and move after move after move, and like Jade would have to go on and like have to power up consistently throughout the whole entire match, and like do these like fall away slams or do these really like catch 'em moves, like as if she's Braun Strowman throughout this whole entire thing, and and she would have to go on and do all of that. And there were some really good moves that Jade did do in this whole setup of things, and like Naomi was not like a slouch herself. She was good. So really, like, the match didn't tell any real story beyond like, well, hey, it's Jade's revenge. So I guess that was the story, but like, or the Jade that Jade needed to go on and like get Naomi and get her hands on her. It's too much Braun Strowman, but anyways. So and like, how are these two going to, like, when they're finally gonna wrestle, how are they really gonna go on and and fight it out? Anyways, so now let's go on and let's go into spoilers about every single one of these matches. Logically, at this point, if you want to go on and you haven't watched night one or night two, and you're still gonna go and wait till whatever the heck, probably after Monday Night Raw, and then rewatch afterwards, or maybe you're just gonna watch a recap of what all happened. I'm just gonna talk about all these spoilers right here now about night one, and then maybe I'll go on and I'll lift my hand, and then we'll get into spoilers, and then when I lift my hand again, you can go on like, oh, okay, I won't hear any of the spoilers, and then he'll go into night two. So we'll do that. Or obviously, I'm gonna go on and need to at one point, after me talking about night one, shift into the other card here. So then I'll go on and I'll talk about night two. So with that said, let's go on and talk about the results of night one. So first out of the gate, so with Jay going on and taking quite a bit of, I think, Gunther's kind of moves at some point, beyond just the consistent spears and super kicks, and then going on and actually doing a submission, which of course to be the sleeper hold, where Gunther had gone on and done that to Jay earlier, and it was all about like the wearing it down, like, oh, is Gunther gonna go on and do what he did to to Jimmy and make him all bloody and make a fool out of him? And no, Jay goes on and is to like see again. He like struggled through this whole match. I don't know what is up with that arm thing, but he goes on. He does the sleeper hold and tappity tappity. Jey Uso wins. He becomes the world champion, and I'm like, yeah, like reasonably, I am to go on and state I didn't like it that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. It just didn't make sense to me then why he won. But I get it while like after that event was happening, like it started to make like Jey Uso feel like a Daniel Bryan in a lot of ways, where he's going on and doing the eat thing and everybody loves it. So like that's like the yes movement where bizarrely everyone's doing it. So they're getting behind Jay, they're crowning him this champion, and then at some point they might turn him into a Gunther and like who knows. Who knows what they do with. I hope Jay has a really super long reign, because he freaking deserves it. And I think a lot of people are already saying like, "Well, yeah, I think there's other guys that probably could get the belt from him." I'm like, no, like, don't like already be like just like counting this guy out. Like, give him a decent reign. Give him some good time. Like, freaking this guy deserves it for how for how like he had gone on and done so many good things with um Roman and the bloodline, and like got to a point where he was so close to getting the belt and then not getting the belt from Roman, and like they built like such a good story with that where it's just like, but man, how how are they ever going to go on and like rebuild Jay after that? Like I thought Jay was dead after that. But no, they figured out a way to like yeet him up and freaking continue to just build this character to an upper echelon of just everybody going like, yeah, like he's definitely gonna go on and beat the odds, even though again he didn't get his. I think he should have got the night two main event. That film that seemed fair. But logically, I guess there was just a bunch of contracty things that it's like, well, hey, I want the WrestleMania main event. And then there's certain characters that it's like, well, hey, uh, like this is gonna be my last WrestleMania, so I want the main event. So yeah, so it was all about the marketing of that. Whatever. Moving on. So New Day versus War Raiders. So the New Day beat the War Raiders. And I kind of feel sad about that because I actually like Eric and Ivar. I really like those guys. Those guys are freaking sweethearts. But also I'm just like they aren't doing anything with them. And that's not their fault. It's the company's fault. Like that they're not really doing anything with them. They're just really good freaking wrestlers, but they're not story-wise doing a lick of anything I feel with them. And the New Day, they have this new attitude and they possibly have a story to work on and build to, but like yeah, so like they have something. Where is it gonna go? Not quite sure. But like really I guess like we'll just see how that candle eventually burns. Who knows? But yeah, New Day, new tag champs, happy that they are to go on and won. Um love me some Kof and Xavier Woods watching some up down down. So yeah, definitely was happy that they had gone on and won the tag champs. Really, I was to just kind of be sad that there wasn't to be like any other like tag matches beyond the women's tag matches. I wish that there could have been other, but that's just me. I wish there was another. But anyways, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Of course, Jade's gonna freaking win this match. Was anybody shocked that Jade? Like, did anybody think, oh no, this is Naomi's year? No, no, it's not. Sadly, it's not. It's not Naomi's time. I wish it was. I wish she had a character that they latched the F onto, but they just didn't. So it's Jade's time. Jade's time to just powerhouse blow through Naomi and consistently adjust her close throughout the whole entire match, which again was very distracting. Uh, really, like, I still feel that like Jade still probably like there's some stuff to work out there, but like that match uh really hit it well. Really hit it well. So good for them. Um Even though I almost completely forgot that their even match existed up on this card until really actually looking at the night one thing. So Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. Jacob Fatu won. Was anybody surprised that Jacob Fatu won? Jacob Fatu is to murder people and manhandle them. And like, look at the freaking Braun Strowman match, where like it was like, oh my god, like those two men just slapping man meat, like was like, yeah, all right, like this was some pretty good right there. And like was really like building to like, hey, how about we get a freaking rematch of that? I want to see that again. I want to see them fight like for a month. Just have them just keep fighting. Just put them in a tag match. Get them freaking get them more time somehow together and just rebuild that feud again because that'd be so worth it. El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix. The guy goes on and he has a WrestleMania match, Ray Phoenix, and loses. Really, we have to go on and build that the AAA is an existing thing now in this company, and every time we have to have Ray Phoenix or Penta being brought up, we also have to bring up AAA because really they're saying that they're building up to this World Collides event, which I'm like, okay, whatever that means. Uh, Whatever. Um, I don't know why we have to do a World Collides event thing. I don't think that that really is to be all that ooh wow spectacular. Because really, I just don't care. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Uh, like if you're not gonna have like AEW involved, then it's not Worlds Collide to me. Um, but again, the Ray Phoenix Americana match, there's some good moves in there. There were some interesting things going on. It didn't feel like a bathroom break. Whereas the Jacob Fatu and the LA Knight one, yeah, it was just like, well, of course LA Knight's gonna lose. You could just tell like the way the match is going. Anyways, Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. You could honestly go either way with this match, and like logically, you could have probably thought like, oh man, Charlotte's gonna win another title, and you could also go on and be like, no, 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 like Tiffany needs to go on and just bash through Charlotte Flair to just showcase to people that like her winning the title via a Money in the Bank briefcase thing wasn't a fluke. That like she can go on and really beat these tougher opponents and really showcase that like that that she can go on and put together some really good matches. Maybe not this one, but like there is a person to build here, and she is a freaking star. So Tiffany beat Charlotte, retained, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, cause most of the belts they flippied through most of this. So yeah, Tiffany retaining. I was like, all right, cool. Like, so where are they gonna go with Tiffany then? Are they gonna like continue on with her going on and doing something with Charlotte still? Are they gonna tag team and like, oh, will the two of them cohabulate because they're blondes and anyways, so the triple threat match. So this match we have it built that Paul Heyman is to go on and be in Punk's corner, even to the point to where Paul Heyman is arriving with Punk during his entrance. And so we also had that really cool like package where CM Punk is going on and repeating the stuff that he had said in his very first ever ECW promo, where he goes on and talks about his addiction is wrestling. And so he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs. And like we also have like the Kill Switch Engage song that was, of course, his ECW music. And really, when I was to first ever see Punk in ECW, I was like, "What is this guy?" Like I don't know. I probably just went on and uh like I first just saw like, man, this guy has a lot of tattoos, and like I didn't quite get like his outfit. And then all of a sudden, like the more and more like I started to get to know um CM Punk beyond just the wrestler guy, as well as also finding out like his moveset and how his moveset like seemed drastically different than a lot of the other WWE wrestlers. And I was like, okay, like there's something fascinating about this guy. And then also just like his first like DVD movie was way more like, wow, like this guy is being freaking blunt about every goddamn thing, things going on in his life, things going on with the company, and just his day to day struggles. And yeah, so really went on, and yeah, so the whole history of this whole character, and also realizing that Punk is partnering up with Paul Heyman again because he's a Paul Heyman guy. So we would first go on, and within the match there's this whole like throw him the chair thing. It's like, who is Paul gonna throw the chair to? Because Paul gets involved in the match. So Paul throws the chair Punk, and then we're thinking like, oh, okay, well here like Paul has chosen its side, and or chosen his side. And then Paul Heyman nutshots Punk. And I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden Roman ends up taking the chair. It's like, all right, okay, all right. So, uh, Paul didn't shift after all, and then all of a sudden, like we're lining it up here. I'm like, okay, why is Paul still in the ring? Another nut shot to be had by Roman, and then Roman goes down, and then Heyman hands a chair to Seth. I'm like, oh my god, the turn that a lot of us probably knew was coming, bizarrely. Because when Seth goes on and ended up turning to Heyman and saying like, "Well, hey, you're gonna now owe me a favor," like we're just like, okay, what's that favor gonna be? And also like, Seth is probably a lesser of two evils, considering he's been with Roman, he's been with Punk, and so now Seth is something that's new. So it's going to be fascinating to see where would they go with this, or if Paul is just going to go right back to like, oh, okay, well, like I'll see if I can go on and like see if I can make amends with Roman or Punk, and just see it was all because of that match, or really if Heyman is going to be like, nope, I'm a Seth Rollins guy, and maybe they'll do that. I don't know. Maybe uh weirdly Seth will go back to his like Messiah gimmick or something if he's not that still already or whatever, because he's that Joker guy now. So Seth wins. The match means nothing, but also it means everything because the story that had built up for so long about them just like, I just gotta punch you and hurt you, and we also have the Shield connection story thing, as well as also CM Punk technically to have been the one who had uh, called up the Shield in a way. Uh, and so like that whole story is just kind of really bringing to a head here, and like still reconnecting all to the Shield stuff, even though it isn't technically a Moxley character, but we're still getting Punk that has that Shield connection. So let's go on and let's talk about night two. Night two. So it started off night two. The Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair match was so good. Just so good. The triple threat with Seth and Roman, Punk, that was awesome. That was great. And the girls triple threat match was so good compared to everything else on this goddamn card. Like I felt like wow. Like when I got into that first match, I'm like, wow, I feel awake off of that like other hours of snooze pests of people just blah 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 blahing. Um, man, when in that match, it's like, wow, okay, all right, they're firing off with a bullet here. But then all of a sudden, the rest of the other matches is like, man, where is that bullet gonna come? So there was a lot of good things going on here, like Io, like really pushing that she's like, no, 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 like you're gonna care about me, you're gonna give a about me, and them going on and giving like the separation of time where you kind of knock one character out the ring and it's like okay now it's against like Bianca and Ripley now and they're gonna have their time together and uh and then switch up here and there and like everybody's gonna go on like so yeah they kept knocking people out of the ring and eventually it went on to like having us try to figure out like who's gonna win this whole thing and we go on to then like create the most unexpected because we're thinking like, oh, well, it's either going to be Rhea or it's going to be Bianca, and they end up going right back to having Sky retain. I'm like, what? Wait a minute, what? I think when Io did win, I think there was a lot of people that are just like, what? But like Io had gone on to do some really good things in that match, I feel. And also, like, she is to be this just high flying character that I think goes on and makes really good matches somewhere down the line with other people. And also, you can still play around with the whole Ripley or Bianca thing somewhere down the road, also, and go back to that and maybe do really good singles matches. Uh, shoot, I went on, I spoiled the match. I probably should have gone on and done that after. Well, going forward, yeah, let's go on and let's not spoil every. Well, F it. Let's just not spoil any other match, and then we'll wait to the end for every other match. The next match is the Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest match, which we had Drew McIntyre that had the Doom video game outfit compared to Damian Priest, who just seemed like he was just wearing a normal costumey thing. So I'm like, okay, who's gonna win this match? I'm curious. Uh, I think they tried as much as possible to avoid doing what a lot of other people were doing because like in the Seth Roman and Punk match, they were going on and they were breaking the announcing tables and they were going on and finding like trash cans and breaking those. And in this match, it seems like they were trying to do more of like steel step stuff. And then they were going and doing like double tables and going on to uh like try and do something that felt just kind of very extreme, even though logically, like, nobody was busted open, or really, it was just like there was some good things going on here, but reasonably, like, it didn't get too ridiculous. But yeah, uh, so let's go on and let's talk about the Fatal 4-Way match. So, for the Intercontinental title, Dominic Mysterio fought Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. And I'm like, okay, like, Finn Balor and Mysterio kind of worked together for quite a bit of the match, and then they realized, oh, we should start kind of maybe turning on one another because maybe we can figure out how to beat one another, and that's where kind of like things started to separate between the two of them. Uh, I really didn't see like Braun do anything really all that impressive in this match. If anything, I don't really remember anything that Braun really did much of all. Oh, there's one time where he did this like huge, massive leap um, in the part of the match where it's like, man, like this guy just jumped uh from an absurd amount of feet to just tackle that guy down or get that guy down. And so really also like I feel that uh there was a good enough showcasing of Penta here, but again, like I felt like just kind of Penta was lost in the shuffle. Like so much about this match was either about uh, Finn Balor, or it was about some shady thing that Dominic Mysterio was doing. And so, surefire enough, the way in which that this whole thing is to play out is just barely just. It's interesting, but then again, like it's just a fine match. It's a fine fatal 4-way. Um, so Randy Orton does an open challenge. He'd gone on and done a promo and he repeated the exact same thing uh, from prior promo to now this promo, where he's like, "Man, whoever this open challenge is, it's gonna fall to my RKO." I'm like, okay, I guess there has to be some goofy catchphrase now. So Randy Orton goes on and he's waiting for whoever this is going to be, and I'm like, man, I'm hoping it's Aleister Black. Man, I'm hoping it's Miro. Man, I'm hoping it's a character that actually is going to be a really good match. And say his name, and he appears to just die in front of this audience. Die in front of this audience. He did. Because, you know what? Like, as soon as he came out and everybody was like, oh, that guy? I'm sorry, but this isn't NXT or this isn't TNA. Like, I get it. Like it does seem that Joe Henry has a really good following, but like, not today. When looking at Joe Henry coming out, I'm like, oh, really? This guy? This is this is your savior of like, man, okay, like that seems really throwing Joe Henry under the bus, and I'm sorry. Uh, but yeah, but like, I don't think that everybody was overwhelmingly like hoping it was going to be Joe Henry to come and save this match. I just don't think maybe anybody who probably would have gone on and came out like no one would have been happy about. But Joe Henry probably wouldn't have been the saving grace either. Um, because once we got past the very first match and like the Drew McIntyre and the Damian Priest match started to really slow down, and then also the Fatal 4 match slowed down, and then we get to this match, and I'm like, this is like a nothing match. And basically, like, Randy Orton just went on to uh, just kind of just do what he did in this match, and it was like, man, this just feels like a certain kind of term that I probably don't want to say now because it might give away um, the ending of this match. So that existed. Waste. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Man, I was thinking that this match was gonna blow me away. Man, I was thinking, I was like, oh my god, Logan Paul, he's got some arsenal in his thing. And I was thinking, like, man, AJ Styles, like, he's gonna do all these flippy dippies, and it's gonna be so cool. No. This whole entire wrestling match was just it. It was a wrestling match. There's no cool flippy dippy things. And I was just like, okay, like, this is just wrestling. It's boring. And we again have to go back to like somebody sneaking in to deliver Logan Paul his breast knucks because he has to continue to cheat in every single one of these matches. Because heaven forbid he just goes on and actually wins the normal way. And so I was just like, well, like if he does win this match, um, but yeah, then bizarrely we go on and have Karrion Kross, who just pops up and he's trying to stop this goon guy from giving the brass knucks. And I'm just like, whatever with this. Like, I know Karrion Kross was kind of like the devil on AJ Styles' shoulder, but like, this just like, this match did nothing. It didn't go anywhere, and reasonably, like, it died a miserable death and just made people just go on like, man, like everyone would have thought that this would have been the one match to just wake everybody up from the slumber that they had. But no, even this match was just like, nope, like we're just gonna do wrestling and that's it. And no flippy dippies. No flippy dippies. So we have the women's tag team championship match with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Lyra Valkyrie. And so Lyra has to have a mysterious tag team partner because Bailey had gotten hurt. So who is to go on and be this mystery person coming in? And I'm thinking like, well, it probably is going to be like a legend, or maybe it'll finally be some women's wrestler that were like, oh my god, this person's to finally arrive. Oh my god, because there had been some teasing that maybe Sahara or Paige could come back to WWE, or there had been teasings for so long that there was a possibility that AJ Lee could come back, but then it's like, no, she's not gonna come back. She's not interested. She doesn't ever want to come back. Um, and so like reasonably, it's like, okay, who from the legends or just whatever pool of whatever could we just grab and just like, is Michelle McCool just gonna just spring in and just do a match? No. We go on and we have Lyra and she ends up teaming up with Becky Lynch. I'm like, well, like she was at the Hall of Fame the night the time prior, with the whole Hall of Fame thing. So I guess it's like, okay, well, I guess Becky Lynch is now raring to go, and like any opportunity for her to go up against Liv Morgan and get that whole comeuppance thing. And yeah, so, and also to say that, like, oh, well, Lyra and Becky are both from Ireland, so yeah, like that's the reason why they're both teamed together. So, like, that's like the Steven Richard thing where like, oh well, hey, like you wear black and you wear black. Oh, you guys should be a tag team. That's that's how they set these guys up. Like there's anything beyond them just being just like like that's the only thing that like connects them. So I'm like, what are you gonna call them? The Shamrock Shock team? What are you gonna call them? Like, this is stupid. Uh, like I get it, it's probably story wise, like connecting to Liv Morgan, oh yeah, whatever. But like, and I'll like, Also within that entire match, like Liv Morgan is just like running around like she's a scared cat, like, and like that's how that whole match was. It was stupid, and really also there was nothing that like Becky Lynch did in this match that was like, ooh wow, look at Becky, ooh wow, look at her. Like if anything, like she probably didn't even remember how to do her own submission move, which was the disarmer. I don't think she even remembered how to do that. Like she was doing like an armbar for the longest time, and then they switched into a disarmer. I'm like, oh okay, well I think it's hey, it's just knocking that rust off. Um, but whatever. It's really to just go on and just get the tag team championships things out of the way, because again, there is no value in these belts, and there's not still like good solid teams that I feel like best are to put together to to be good teams for these belts. It's always just like hodgepodging people together and then forcing them to be a tag team instead of it being a reasonable like connection of like, oh no, like it makes sense that they're a tag team, because it just doesn't. And then so we then have the John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So weirdly in this entire match we have the John Cena who really is to go on and really connect with the you can't see me thing, because not only has his uh like his uh entrance drastically changed, it just says the word John Cena and it's blacked out, and he goes out and he does these slightly tweakingly different move sets that completely confuse Cody Rhodes to where he's like, man, like what is he doing now? Like why is he doing these like kind of weird clotheslines, and why is he doing all of these moves? Like it makes no sense. Why is he wrestling this way? And why isn't he going to go on and do the five knuckle doom of boom or whatever? Like why isn't he doing the you can't see me, and the like why isn't he just doing a billion attitude adjustments in this whole entire match? And why isn't he doing all these other things that we just know him for? And that is the whole reason, that is the whole purpose, that he's going on and being lazier, and he's going on and not doing what people are expecting, or even he goes on to do stuff that people want just to f with them, just to test them, just to like really just be like ha ha ha. And so with that said, like this was a very interesting match, but it was just slow as f. This was just the slowest WrestleMania main event I think I've ever seen, and man, that's saying a lot. Uh, just like it feels like I was watching an Okada match where, like, regardless of how like Cody wanted to have John like speed up, do more moves, do all this, do that, that, and John was like, no, like I'm just gonna just poke you in the eye, and I'm just gonna just clothesline you and do all these weird goofy moves because I don't have to go on and do all these big powerful uh slinging moves. No, like all I have to do is go on and just like basically do like the cheapening like Mortal Kombat move where like you just spam the one move over and over and over and over and over again, and like eventually you go on and win the match just because you've beaten down uh that character just so often by using just this the sweep move, or the um like the one just like straight punching thing that you're just punching the crap out of them and then they win. um but that is to go on and say, let's go on and let's in reverse order just talk about who all won. So John Cena, he won, he beat the record. He is to go on and be the champ, and it is here. He is to go on and ruin for wrestling. He's going to go on and ruin wrestling for everyone, and we couldn't be happier. He's going to go on and bring back the spinner belt, and we're going to be happy that he goes on and does it. And he's going to go on and tell us how we're living his life, or we're living our lives through him by buying his shirts and his hats and his spinner belts and whatever, because we still are, um, and so on and so forth. He's going to continue to just berate us, and we're going to continue to just like, let's go Cena, let's go Cena, because weirdly and bizarrely, like, it is to just be like, well, hey, like we're all freaking confused, and we're all just gonna just chant for Cena anyways, because F it, like, why not? Just the only sad thing is like nobody throughout this entire match was cheering for Cody. Like, it was just either like Cena sucks or Cena, like, let's go Cena, and nothing else was said in between. So everybody knew that John was winning. I feel in my bones. But anyways, let's go on and go backwards. So Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie won the tag belts. And I'm like, well, how long are they going to hold them for? Like, yeah, Becky Lynch has supposedly come back to wrestling, but how long is that going to be for? So, like, how long can we expect, like, Becky Lynch to just, like, is she going to have it for, like, a week and then lose it? Like, also looking at it, like, why does Lyra Valkyrie own two belts? I don't even see that this character should have one belt. Like, this character does not stick out to me. Like, she's basically Big Bird. She's this weird, goofy, like, wrestler that all that she's known for is just being this bird character and nothing else. And I am just like, there's no depth to this character. She's just a weird, goofy Muppet. And, like, that's all she has for her. Like, once you take that away from her, what does she have? Nothing. She's just like Seth Rollins and his song. So, for the Logan Paul AJ Styles match, Logan Paul wins. And reasonably, yeah. Like, I didn't really care who won this match. It could have gone either way, and I could not have cared either way. I'm happy that Logan had won again, but also, we may go on and soon realize that AJ Styles is starting to, like, thin out how many matches that he has left in him. So, like, we're really having to go on and say, like, okay, like, well, like, how many matches are we gonna have of AJ flipping and flopping and whatever? Um, so reasonably now, like what kind of matches are we gonna have in the future with AJ Styles, if anything? Uh, Randy Orton's open challenge against Joe Henry. This was a squash match. Basically, Joe Henry goes out there and he does his old just go to London and get it. Oh yeah, let's do that. And so he goes out on the match and, like, he goes on, and when he gets some offense, he then, like, goes and, like, ha, and Randy Orton RKO's him and pins him, and this is stupid, and this is a waste of effing my life. Could they have booked anybody else that weekend? Could they have gotten anyone else to have wrestled that match? I get it. Give Joe Henry this WrestleMania spot because he's this whammadine, cool wrestler that people like, but and goofy, some people were trying to maybe get behind Joe Henry, or also they were mocking him and laughing at him. But, like, I think that this character, I feel, is just like he's dead now. Like, I feel that this character has now died a horrible death. Because once he went out on that WrestleMania crowd, and then, like, you could see, like, some handful of pockets of people going, like, yay, ooh, like, you could see like, okay, like Joe Henry has failed to get momentum. Like you can see that this character is now dead uh, to this wrestling audience. There was a time where man he was white hot, but now that is dead. That is deader than yeah, because the guy's not on Monday Night Raws. The guy is not on SmackDowns every single week. Like he's not going to challenge for any championship. He's not like so. Yeah, so this guy is just there to die. Sadly enough. So Dominic Mysterio won this match in the Fatal Four Way, and I was like, heck yeah! Like it's about freaking time that Mysterio has a title beyond the North American title. And also, I was like, good for him because, yeah, like people I think had gotten behind him once he won that title. And people were probably really shocked that that Dominic won that match, and so was I. Because I was thinking, I'm like, well, they're probably going to give it to like Penta just because he's the new toy, or maybe they'll give it to Finn, um, just so they like can reward Finn for existing and having 30-pack abs because he is that good looking. So just give it to the good looking guy. Drew McIntyre had beat Damian Priest, and immediately I knew that based on what Damian Priest was wearing, which was the Doom stupid video game costume. So I'm like, well, the Doom guy is gonna win. So Drew McIntyre goes on and he beats Priest, and I'm not surprised. Um, and then they go on and they do the trailer for the game, and I'm like, well, that's why Drew won. Shocker there. Um, yeah, other than that, like there wasn't really much to that match. There was just like setting up things and then knocking them down. It was stupid. And then of course, Io Sky had won the match with the triple threat. So that's it. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. There's not much for me to go on and say beyond what I've already said. Um, if it seems that people are interested in me talking more about wrestling at some point, maybe I can go on and like if it seems that this does really well, surprisingly, and there seems to be a lot of people that have already subscribed and they are also wrestling fans. Maybe I'll go on and I'll review a Raw. Maybe I'll go on and see how I can watch SmackDown. Maybe I don't know. We'll see how this goes. At least it'll go on and give me something other to watch than really what I've been watching all the time. And it can just be something that could build the channel that doesn't have to be what I've been doing lately on this channel. But regardless, I wanted to go on and put a video out because really I wasn't to go on and really go and do a movie or show review because I've been watching this all weekend. And then also it's freaking Easter weekend as well, so I wanted to also just give myself a freaking break. Uh, I wish I would have gone and actually had an actual Easter meal, but like we didn't do that. We just went out and just got something. Um, so yeah, there at least was that. But other than that, I'm going to get the heck out of here so I can go on and put this video out because I'm sure it's going to do extremely well. Uh, this one's going to just do bananas. Oh man, oh my god. Yeah, because all the other ones have been just doing surprisingly well. And so I'm just wanting that consistent pattern of just doing well. I'm sorry, I'm such an a hole. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, like I really thought I could have gone on and had some kind of momentum. Maybe like I'll go on and I'll put out this video, and all of a sudden, YouTube will shock me. But really, right now, I am just like, okay, well, like let's see what I can do now with the channel, and let's see what I can go on and put new out after this whole weekend is now over. And start getting into some certain movies and some certain shows that I want to go on and hope that are going to go and be actually trending and do well, because I know for a fact that they have trending things to them, um, based on research that I did within my own um, analytics. So I'm actually looking at those now. I actually looked at those today because I haven't gone on and done much of those in the past because what was always the point? Um, it would always show me the same same stuff that I've already gone on and be like, well, yeah, I can't do anything with any of that stuff anymore, like unless I recycle it or rehash it somehow. But I don't see how I'm going to go on and do that, so I just kind of left it off the wayside. And also, there seems to never really be anything that really shows up anything new that I've gone on and done through this channel for a very long time. So it's just like, well, like screw it, like let's just put anything out there and just see what happens at this point. And if it does well, it does well. If it does nothing, then it's like, well, I put out a video at least. I tried. Um, and at least it's a lot better than me just not doing a video and actually sleeping. So that's it. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. If you like wrestling, if you like wrestling movies, if you like wrestling shows, if you like some kind of something or other, that maybe you like action films, maybe you like sports adjacent food. I don't know. Um, Maybe there's any number of ways that you can go on and justify subscribing on this channel. Or also look at all the content I've just completely bashed through a number of just remaking thumbnails. So hopefully people find those more interesting this time around. So that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody.